Good evening, you lovely people. It's almost Europa Cup day. I'm Nick, and you're watching the Claret and Booze News Show in association with 6'2". And today we're going to be focusing entirely on West Ham versus Lyon, a Europa League special. Nothing else matters, does it? Let's face it, not at the moment. This was supposed to be a morning show for tomorrow, but I'm a little bit too excited, so I just thought I'd throw it out there tonight. I mean, how good does this feel? Seriously, first leg of the Europa League quarter final, and mate, we're just 2 games away from a semi-final against either Frankfurt or more likely and look, definitely more desirably, Barcelona. Um, I know we have to take it a game at a time, and first of all, we've got to get past a very capable Lyon team. We have. They're a good team. But seriously, you can't not think about it. West Ham in the semi-final second leg against Barcelona, playing in the new camp for a place in the final. It's the stuff of dreams, isn't it? And I'm seriously starting to believe that we can do it. I think that we can beat any of the teams left in this competition. We bullied the crap out of Sevilla. We did. We beat them up, and we'll do exactly the same against Barcelona. Well, I'm a bit excited. Calm down, Nick. Right, I'll try and wind it back in so that we can talk about Lyon and focus on the latest, biggest game of the season, not the last, at home in the quarterfinal against Lyon. It is a little bit hard not to get carried away, innit? Right, so if you're watching this anyway, the odds are that you're a mass West Ham content consumer, and I've got to say that every other channel out there, and rightly so, they've done Lyon as a team to death. Uh, we all know now that they've been underwhelming in the league this year, but impressive in Europe. We know that they've got some fantastic players, many of whom are they're unavailable for injury. That's a shame, isn't it? We know that the Premier League took the moral high ground, stating that Premier League teams couldn't make use of players from the Ukraine and Russian leagues, whilst the French FA told Ligue 1 teams to fill their boots. Now, we know that Lyon struggled at the weekend against relegation-threatened Angers, and their import from Ukrainian football, Tete, he scored the winner. Of course he did. So, look, in a nutshell, that's Lyon done. You've all heard about Lyon. So I'm going to take a slightly different angle for the rest of this show, and we're going to talk about West Ham and talk about how I think we're going to set up and win this tasty European tie. But before I get started, I'm going to give you a quick update on player availability. And then to close the show, I've put together a little video montage of West Ham's season so far. So be in the closing credits, and just to get you all in the mood and remind you of how we don't need to fear any team. And the fact is, we know we're always in the mood for these European games as well, as are the fans. I mean, Sevilla was only a few weeks ago, wasn't it? And the fans, look, I don't think we was just the 12th man. I think we was possibly the 13th against Sevilla in both ties. That's how amazing our fans were. Okay, so look, let's get on to a quick update. So, as we know, Vladimir Soufal, he's on his way back from injury, and he did make it onto the bench at the weekend, but he's likely not going to be risked in such a massive game, especially if his fitness and his sharpness isn't bang on, which it can't be. It can't be. He hasn't played for a while. Moyes has also said that Johnson's injury that he sustained whilst away on England under-21 duty is not serious, and he could well be in contention for a start, but I don't see it. I think that Moyes is more likely to start Fredericks because Lyon do possess pace and attack. I know they've got players out, but they've got very fast attacking players. And as we saw against Everton, Fredericks, whilst, look, he's slightly mental, isn't he? And he does get caught out positionally. He can be a proper asset in these games, with his recovery pace. I actually felt he was a big reason that we beat Everton at the weekend. His last-ditch tackles, they were really, really important. And I do think that he'll start. Now, I know that that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion, as many fans were they were really unhappy with him on Sunday, but I weren't one of them. I actually thought he had one of his best games in the West Ham shirt. But anyway, that's another subject. Moving on to the rumour that Bowen and Rice may be injured for the game after they apparently picked up knocks against Everton. It's rubbish. Basically, both players will start. I'm certain of it. And how good was it to have Bowen back? It was. He's such a good player. I've seen people saying that we should rest Declan Rice as well and play him in the second leg, purely through risk of him collecting another yellow card that would see him banned for the next leg. I'm sorry, but this game is just as important as the next game. We've got to play the best team available in more or less every game now, even in the league. We're on the run in. We just got to go for it. Lanzini is the other unknown. As we all know, he had that car crash en route back from international duty, and look, clearly he suffered a few knocks. But him not playing on Sunday, it could have just purely been precautionary due to due to concussion or something like that. They might have protocols that they've got to follow for stuff like that. So he apparently escaped unharmed. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Manu on the team sheet. I hope so anyway, because I think he's every bit as important as Rice and Suchek at the minute. The balance that he gives our midfield is just so important. And I do think that we've looked our best this year when those three are in the team together. Um, right, this is how I see West Ham lining up. Areola, he's got to start. He's one of the main reasons that we're still in this competition. After, well, I mean, that was a world class save, wasn't it, against Sevilla? What a keeper! What a keeper! I just got to hope that we keep him next season as well, and I think we will. Obviously, Cresswell, he's going to be in on the left. He's at his best at the moment. A cheeky scouser. He's playing brilliantly. That free kick at the weekend, it was just sublime, wasn't it? And his ear cupping celebration was top notch as well. I really enjoyed that. And also, let's not forget, we're all going to love him forever for kicking Richarlison in the face. I mean, that's got to be on everyone's bucket list, surely, isn't it? Like I said already, Fredericks has got to start. I think anyway. Moyes might think differently. Look, I do like Fredericks, and we do need speed in this team. And Flash, he can match anyone in a foot race. And look, as I say, he was excellent against Everton most of the time, anyway. Centre backs, look, they pick themselves. Obviously, you've got Big Dulce. What a player he's turned out to be. He's going to be licking his lips in that tunnel, isn't he? Wondering which player he's going to munch first. What a bloke! What a player! What a man! I love him. And Zuma, everything else aside, as a defender, just an absolute class act on the pitch. A Rolls Royce of a centre back, and he's formed such a good partnership with Dawson as well. The only thing I'm a little bit unsure of is obviously we know that Zuma's best position is on the right, and Dawson can't play on the left. So Zuma does kind of have to sacrifice himself a little bit to facilitate Dawson. But look, it's working. It's working really, really well. Now look, that's a great defence in my opinion, and the issue that we faced against Spurs, as well as fatigue, it was a lack of pace. We was getting roasted down the wings, and Fredericks gives us that pace. Neither Zuma, Dawson, or Cresswell are quick. So with those three in the team, you can't play high with a slow defence. But with Flash in the team, you can be confident that he's got that recovery pace. If we do get caught out with balls in behind, Fredericks is going to be there. Central midfield is of course going to be Declan Rice leading the team, shielding our defence, directing operations, spraying passes about all over the gaff, and look, hopefully doing his best to stay out of trouble as we do need him in that second leg. Next to him, you've got his partner in crime, the Czech Perlo himself, Thomas Suchek, the battering ram, box to box animal, and he's also got bags of experience in this competition as well, which is vital. He's got massive. He looks like he's getting back to his best form now as well. He's got massive presence. He runs more than any other player on the pitch, helps out defensively, and then, as we've seen just recently, he's still got that sort of deadly aerial threat in the box as well. In front of him, I hope that we're going to see our little duel, Manu starting. He's a truly outstanding player. Another one who's getting back to his best, to his pre-injury best. Changed slightly as a player, but not for the worse. I don't think he's just a really bright player. He's still probably our most technically gifted player in the team. He's so important to what we do with his quick passing and movement and vision. The vision that he's got for a forward pass. He kind of knits and molds midfield to attack, and we need him in that team. So hopefully Manu's okay. On the left, I think we're going to see Fornal start. A player that he works his socks off for 90 minutes. He's as we know, he's defensively responsible. He does provide an attacking threat, not always from the left when we're under the cosh, because he's always back covering Cresswell. But he's also got a great eye for a forward pass. And I absolutely love Pablo. He plays for the team, not for himself. He's one of the best all-round players that we've got, and he's 100%. He's going to start on the left. On the right, we're going to see Bowen again. Continue his resurgence after recovering from injury. I think we was all gutted, weren't we, when he missed out on the England call-up, because he was probably the most informed English attacker at the moment. So he was definitely on course to be called up by Southgate, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But look, it doesn't seem to have bothered him. He's picked up exactly where he left off, and that's the right way to handle it. You know, with his goal against Everton, just a fantastic player he is, and such an asset to our attack. And finally, for the starting 11, we will of course see the man, the myth, the legend, and to some, the enigma that is Antonio. He was magnificent against Everton. He was tremendous against Sevilla. He's been tremendous a lot of times this year. He leads that line so well, he's going to scare the life out of Lyon's defence. I just hope he gets on the score sheet because look, nobody deserves a goal like Mickey does, and he really does deserve a goal against Everton at the weekend. You know, the player that we're linked with at the moment. I'm not saying I don't want him, by the way. I'm not saying that Antonio is better, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't have done more for us than Antonio did in that game. No way. Antonio is a special player. It's just hard to get your head around sometimes because he's so cumbersome and awkward. But that's part of his game. He's effective. Um, Finally, onto our subs. You know, we've got Benny and Yarmo, who have both demonstrated how good they can be off the bench if we need to change a game. You know, they've both proved that recently. They're both, you know, we've got great options from the bench, as you can see. We've also got Mark Noble in the run up to his retirement as well. It's a bit sad, isn't it? But he's always a good option as well. If we do need that calming influence, he does provide that. He really does. And look, how poetic would it be if for us to win the Europa League, you know, in his final game as well, just before he hangs his boots up. And I can feel it. It's going to happen. I can feel it. So look, that's the team. How do I think that we're going to do tonight? Well, I think that we're going to win 2, maybe 3-0 in this leg. And the stadium is going to be bouncing again. It really is. And whoever's either going or watching on TV, you know, we're going to be in for a real treat. I'm certain of it. This is our year. Lyon, you're going down. You're going down. You know, it's as simple as that. And in the second leg, we're going to wipe the floor with you again. You know, there's going to be none of this kind of scraping through. I think we're going to do a proper job on you. Now I'm not overlooking Lyon as opposition. I'm not. I know they're a good team, but I'm just starting to feel like we can beat anyone when we're on our game. And look, we know that our boys are going to be bang up for this tonight. They always are for these European games. So, what are your thoughts anyway? You know, what do you reckon the score's going to be? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, look, that is me for this very, very quick show. I hope you all enjoyed my quick preview of the game, which, like I say, it should have been released in the morning, but I was too impatient. So look, let's hope we get a good result tomorrow. And there won't be a new show tomorrow because this is supposed to be it. But we will be back on Saturday night at 9 p.m. with the Claret and Booze Up. So do join us in the live chat for that. And lastly, if you have enjoyed the show, please drop a like on the video and leave us a comment as well. We do read and we answer them all. And if you're new to the channel as well, you know, subscribe. Click that bell notification icon as well. And what that does is, whenever we schedule a show, you'll get a notification. And whenever we go live, you'll get alerted as well. So please make sure you do that. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Come on, you hands.